Hey Saners, welcome to 5 Things We Learned for Round 6 off the back of a 71-point loss to the Western Bulldogs. As always, thanks to Mornington Peninsula Brew for supporting the video. Check out their website www.mpbrew.com.au. Alright, not wasting any time, we're going to get straight into it. Number 1, on-field leadership still needs major work, and this isn't just about the captain, although he plays a big role. It's across the board. For 3.5 quarters, we let the Bulldogs do whatever they wanted. No one stood up. No one tried to lay a bump, lay a tackle, fly the flag for the footy club. There was nothing like that. We wilted. I'm not going to say we gave up, but we absolutely didn't try to do anything to change the momentum, aside from just playing the way we were playing. That wasn't working, and that was a major worry for me. The best teams have players that stand up in key moments, forward of the ball, behind the ball, not worrying about themselves, but worrying about the collective and trying to get their teammates up and about. And I think that's, again, a major sign in our development is, the leaders. Who are the future leaders too? Not just the current leaders like Wilkie and Steele on the footy field, but who are the future leaders in the next 5 to 10 years in the crop of that young under 24, crew playing every week. Who's going to do it? Who's going to be the guy to say this isn't good enough? Lift. You don't just have to look at Wilkie and Steele and hope that they do everything. You can do it yourself, and no one really wanted to take ownership at all, which is a major worry and something we need to work on. Number 2, maybe aura is a thing. I hate the word, and it was a trend. Maybe it still is a trend, but I say it in the way that Bont has aura. And the fact that the second he stood in that centre bounce, it's like our midfielders decided, shit, it's Bont. Shit, we can't touch him. Let him do what he wants. We can't go toe-to-toe with one of the best players in the comp, even though it's his first game back and he might be underdone. Give him a hard time. He turned up like it was a pre-season game, and he was playing against a VFL midfield, and he was taking the piss. He's like, this is it. Okay, I guess I'm just going to have my 25 and kick 2. In the second quarter alone, he had 13 and kick 2. On his first game back. Against Steele, McRae, and Rowan Marshall. We had to put in Zach Jones there because it wasn't working. Sinclair, Naz, they all went through their Garcia, Windhager. We tried everything. Even Owens went in there late. Everything. Bond just did what he wanted. And it wasn't just Bond, it was the rest of their midfield as well. But clearly, leading up to the game, everyone's like, worry about Darcy, worry about Bond. We didn't give them anything to worry about. We were so worried about him and what he was doing that we forgot about what the hell we should do when we get the ball. When we got the ball, we were thinking, oh, actually, we shouldn't have it here, Bond, have it. There was an aura about him, and there was an aura about that midfield, like we couldn't do anything. Like whatever we tried, it just wasn't going to work. And every single time, Libba and Bont, they just walked it out. Kennedy just walked it out. It was embarrassing. Number 3, Rowan Steele. They're in major struggle town, and they were struggling last week, and I kind of gave them this week. And I pinned them out because they are the 2 most senior players in that midfield, along with Jack McRae, but McRae has been playing pretty good football this year, so I'm not going to target him right now, but are they injured? Are they injured? Are they sick? I've never seen Rowan Marshall play this poor since maybe 2019, maybe since his debut season. It's been that long. 2 weeks in a row especially. I gave him last week, but you look at round 1, you look at round 5, and now you look at round 6. That's 3 games in 6. It's not that he's been poor. It's been he's genuinely a liability on the football field, and why aren't we just resting him to get him right if he is struggling? And if he's fit enough, but he needs a chop out, play Harry Boyd, play Max Heath, play Isaac Keeler. Put him forward of the ball, because that's going to lead to one of my next points. Right now, based on last night, they both do not look like they are fit enough. They both do not look like they should be out there. But maybe because of the lack of reinforcements, they're just putting up with it. I don't know. But Steele was off on the bench for about 11 minutes at one point. He didn't start the third quarter or the fourth quarter. He was on the bench when Zach Jones was subbed on. What kind of message does that send? Is he fit enough? I don't know what his time on ground was. If anyone knows, please put it in the comments. But it just feels like we're carrying a couple of players that aren't quite right. Even Brad Hill didn't look quite right. Darcy Wilson making major mistakes. He's got the Filippo Year 2 blues. I don't know if he needs to go back to Sandy, but it just feels like there's a few players that are either injured, sick, sore, I don't know. But they don't look like their normal selves, which, I'm not trying to take any credit away from the Bulldogs, but I've seen us lose and still be able to recognize my players. But yesterday there were a couple of them that I'm like, that don't seem right. Is that really them? Number 4, as I alluded to, we need a genuine target ahead of the football. I don't care if he's not good enough. He needs to be tall. He needs to bring the ball to ground. We are good when the ball comes to ground. 4-1 in the first 12 minutes yesterday, and that was because Mitch Owens made a contest, and Collard and Liam Henry were able to get out of the back, even Jack Higgins as well, and Sharman creating contests. But because they're undersized constantly, they're asked to do too much for too long. You can't ask for Sharman to be a number 1 forward for 4 quarters every week. He needs a chop out. He needs a Rowan Marshall down there. He needs a 6'6" beast down there. And when Sam Darcy came off, I thought maybe we'd put Caminiti deep just to have an outlet. And if you look at the rest of the game, we were so petrified of going down the line or going long at any point in the game that we were biting off so many risky kicks and not working out. And what were the Bulldogs doing? Feasting on the turnover and kicking a lot of goals. And that's why we lost the game. We were more direct in the first 5-10 minutes, and then that went into our shells. Our talls weren't presenting because they didn't expect the ball to even go near them, because we only had 31 inside 50s and we couldn't get it out of our defensive 50. And when we did, we were reluctant to go anywhere down the line, and we're trying to just chip it around for 10-15 minutes. So next week, we've got to be looking at a Harry Boyd. We've got to be looking at an Isaac Keeler. We've got to be looking at a Max Heath. We need something forward of the ball. We still need a target. Every team needs a target. And then we can work around that. But right now, we don't have that. Number 5, we're still prone to this inconsistency. I don't know if I got ahead of myself. I don't know if anyone watching thought we were better than we were. I still am not going to jump the gun and go, we're going to lose the next 10. I'm going to still be as level-headed as I can, because you can get a bit carried away with the emotions of the game. And last night in my review, I was emotional, I was upset, but on the game alone, not on anything else. I'm not going to revert back to, we lose this game and, we're going to go winless for the next 10 weeks. That doesn't help anyone. I'm emotional in the moment, focusing on the game. And right now, I'm telling you, I really thought we were over this inconsistency and these performances. I didn't think we would go unbeaten for the rest of the year. I'm not that much of an idiot. I just thought when we lose, it would be similar to last week against the Giants. We played probably 2 good quarters. They played 2 good quarters. Their two good quarters were just a bit more classy, a bit more damaging, and they win by 28 points. If we lose games like that, I can deal with it, because last week it was easy for me to just say they were just a bit cleaner in major moments, and their third quarter was the difference. But last night was the entire game was just effort-based and lack of structure and tactics and intensity, and we let the Dogs do whatever they wanted. When you watch a team and you think that they're just not trying hard enough, that's when you know there's a problem. And that's not an overreaction. That is the eye telling you these guys aren't pushing it like the Dogs are. So that's the stuff that we need to get rid of. I can handle losing. Any saner can handle losing, but in that manner, absolutely not. And it's not like we were playing the reigning Premier, who we played this week. We're playing the Dogs, who had won 2 of their first 5. I know that they've got a stacked midfield, but we've played teams this year that would beat the Dogs, probably, and handled them better than we played the Dogs. So the Dogs have something on us. Last couple of years, they've hammered us, and they've proven that we are still absolutely prone to this shitty inconsistency. So that is 5 things we learned, Saners. Put yours in the comments, please. I know this is going to be a bit of a tricky one, but please do it if you can. Love reading them. Just to round it out, number 1, on-field leadership still needs major work. Number 2, maybe aura is a thing. We were so focused on Bont and forgot about our own game. Even Darcy, it's like we planned for him for the whole week, and then he goes off early, and then our defense doesn't know what the hell to do because there's no Darcy. It was just so weird. Number 3, Rowan Steele seemed to be in struggle town. I don't know why, whether it's fitness or just mentality or just out of form, but they're just not themselves at the moment, and I think that spreads to the rest of the team a little bit. Number 4, we need a genuine target ahead of the ball. We just need a bloke that can run and jump and bring the ball to ground, and right now we don't have that. And number 5, we are still prone to this inconsistency. So thank you very much, Sainers. Thank you to Mornington Peninsula for sponsoring, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care, enjoy the rest of your day, and as always, go you mighty Sainers. See you guys.